What is up, everybody? We are here doing our first live debate we have a guest here. Darkchild 404 is on panel to discuss sort of his view on religion, atheism, and his objections, and we're gonna answer them. We're gonna talk about it and stuff.
I'm here to basically explain my backstory and explain what led me to this point, and basically explain it all to you in the best way I can from what because this started when I was like pretty young, so it started young enough to where I could remember it enough that I will explain it to them the best, and then I will ask them.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna set up some ground rules before we actually get started. So
first off,
we are going to listen to what you have to say. We're gonna be open to what you have to say. You also have to be open to what we have to say also. Is that agreed on?
Yes, I did agree to that.
Okay,
yes,
it's agreed on. So you have to actually take seriously
what
we're saying, and you can't be like put condescending stuff aside. We're doing that. You're doing it.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
So
I'm not gonna do that.
Before we start, I'm gonna just give my quick introduction. If you guys can hear me, okay? Yes, I'm here as well. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. So we're here. So before I want to even start, I want to say to everyone that's watching, everyone that is watching, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm glad that you decided to come here. We want to promote open conversation and debate, not necessarily, back and forth and crossfire and talking to each other. We will be open to what you say, and you will be open to you will be open to what we say, but hopefully, and alhamdulillah, we will have a good discussion. So, bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ya rasulullah. I'll hand over to Fernando for further instructions.
Okay, so we're gonna if anything, we'll be reading comments. Actually, we have somebody who will read chats to us when they come.
It's Blind Productions.
Yeah, and you will also kind of act as moderator in case things get heated, because sometimes they do.
So it's definitely possible.
And I'm gonna put something for you guys to kind of look at. Look something up. We're gonna put this up so that people read it.
Mackenzie Parker says, hi.
Hi. So we're gonna be doing this now that I have something for you guys to look at here.
Is it visual or is it?
Yes, it's just for visuals. That's it.
Okay. Important. So it's not like that they're looking at a black screen.
Visual appeal, yeah.
With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and let you just voice your sort of problems that you have, and if you have any questions for us, we can answer and all that. So go ahead.
So my backstory begins when I was younger. I would say I'm just throwing out real quick. I did have to ask. If I do say a cuss word here and there, is that
we don't
not
care.
allowed?
Okay. Just one thing I need to add real quick. Mackenzie Parker says, "Who's reading chat this time?" It's me, Blind Tech Productions.
Okay. So this starts, I'd say, around when I was 8, 9. When I was apparently born, I was born as Catholic. Now,
same.
In my opinion, I did believe that for a while, and I did follow it. I did do that until one of my cousins. I'm not going to name names because we are live.
You don't have
if
to
that
name
is
names.
okay.
No.
Okay, because they aren't like involved in any of it. They're just okay. So, they were talking one day, and he starts telling me about this atheist thing. And he explains it to me in a very different way than what I have had it explained to me recently. He explains it to me as a way to, okay, I don't want to say get away from religion, but like he explains it to me in a way like basically you can call yourself that if you are not religious. He did not say to me, oh, we have our own beliefs, oh, we whatever.
Yeah.
He specifically said to me, oh, we call ourselves that do not believe in a how do I say this? Other power,
God.
I guess, if that makes sense. Okay, yes. And so I said, okay. So he starts explaining this to me, and that's kind of where this started. Now, at the time, I said, okay, and I didn't exactly, I just went back to what I believed in at the time.
Yeah.
Fast forward to about when I was 13, 14.
Sure.
Before I met you.
Yeah.
I was living with my mom and her significant other, who I do not like. But basically, so I was wearing this necklace, this cross necklace. He did not like that, and he broke it, and said that I was wearing a religious thing in his house, and that his house wasn't religious, and that I couldn't basically have that.
Okay.
That I could not have any spiritual thing with God, because apparently I was disobeying him, and that I was not following his rules. So I felt like I was, I guess, being pushed away from God at that time because of that.
Okay.
Now, if you do have anything to say, you can say it real quick before I continue.
No, I'm just like, showing.
Oh, okay.
Attention,
So basically, after this happened, my grandpa passed, which led me, I guess, even further from God for some reason, because it was weird. Because like basically,
yeah,
I was like, why? I was questioning
why
God.
would God? Yeah, this is common. I'll get to that in a second.
I was questioning God, like why did you take one of my favorite grandpas away? Like why would you
do this?
Why would you do this? Right. And then my dad comes in to the picture, and everything's fine. He even got mad at my mom's significant other for doing this. But then he also starts trying to teach me, I guess, about this whole atheist thing, but he explains it to me in a completely other way. He explains it as, they believe in like science, or they believe in.
Yes.
So I didn't know what to do at that point. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do? So I was kind of lost. I was like stuck in because two people explained to me about atheism, and I was being explained. I was like born as like Catholic, so I was like, okay, so what exactly
the whole struggle, right?
So then, Grandma gets me baptized at a Christian church. So I technically have 3 religions in one. I don't want to call it that, but that's basically what I thought at the time. So I was like, okay. So she got me baptized here. Now, I was all confused. So I was like, okay, so do I believe in Christian? Do I believe in what I still believed in, was Catholic? Or do I just go atheist and then claim that's what I am? Because after that, I was questioning it. I was all like, okay, so is there a God? Is there, like, am I doing wrong here? Then God was like, oh, if someone tries to, this was before he passed. He was like, oh, so basically what you did. Now, this is why I did what I did. We're getting into this now. So he told me basically that if anyone tried to quote tell me about religion or whatever, to just tell them no.
Hey guys, 1 second. Mackenzie Parker asks, "Can I be a mod?"
I barely know you. No.
We barely know you.
We barely know you.
I don't.
We don't make mods that we don't know very well.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to continue?
Yes.
Okay, so this happened. So basically, my dad was all like, "Okay, you need to, like, anyone who tries to basically tell you there's this higher power, whatever, don't listen to them. Like, tell them, like, no, that there's not." That's where this whole argument came in. That's why I said what I said, because God's word came back to me in my head. Like the word came back to me. Like, don't let them tell you that you're wrong or you're whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
So then he passed. So then I was just like, I was questioning myself. I was like, okay, so is there a God? Like, why would you take my dad away? Was he doing it to give me closure? I was just questioning it, basically. And then after that, I did continue to go to church for a bit when I was with my aunt and uncle. As oh shit, what did I call you? Do I just grab your name, or what are you known as here?
Just my name.
Just your name, as Fernando knew.
Yeah.
Because he was there at Dad's funeral, he could actually verify that.
Yeah, I was there.
Because this was before I bought him that game.
Is it a Catholic church?
Yes, it was. So I was like, okay, so what? And then, so fast forward a bit to when I was here again. I still held on to the whole atheism belief for a bit. What I knew is, at least, it may of course not be the true definition, but that's what I knew as atheism. So I held on to that for a bit, and I was just questioning it through and through. I was like, okay, so what? Like, and then my mom sits down with me, and she goes, "Oh, talking to me about how my dad passed," and she goes, "Your dad must have passed for a reason. Like, he, of course, wasn't doing well. Like, he's in a better place." Everyone kept telling me that.
Yeah.
But I was questioning that because I was like, again, like, why would God do this? Why would he take away the one person I was close to?
Yeah.
So after that, again, I kept on to this atheism thing, and then basically here we are today.
Okay.
Where I claim I'm, atheist, whatever, but like, my thing is, like, I'm still, again, questioning it. Like,
so I think what you would be classified as of right now. So first, I'm gonna make a statement. I'm gonna ask you a question. So I think you'd be classified as agnostic right now, and this is to kind of clear some doubts.
Fernando, before you continue with your questions, I was listening. I was eating ice cream, and I was listening. I want to first give a statement and then give a definition that we can go about. It's a broad definition, and I will be able to basically explain what atheism truly is, so that there is no doubt. First of all, I've already said this before, but I have zero problem with saying it again. That I give my condolences for the family members that you have mentioned that have passed.
Absolutely.
I like I said, you've heard this from me before, and I have no problem saying it again. I will always continue to stress this narrative, because it is important that we can have open discussions, even if we disagree, that are respectful of every party, including the families of those involved. So before Fernando asks you the question, the definition of atheism is basically the lack there of a belief in a divine creator, or theism, the belief in God. So the atheistic worldview is very materialistic. So when your father, he said that atheists believe in science. Well, every religion believes in science. Atheists believe that there is no God, and so they explain things like the creation of the universe and how we were all here with scientific theories and facts. So, with that definition, Fernando, you can continue to ask your question. I just wanted to clarify and give a definition that we all can
the
go
proper
That
under.
makes more sense.
So it was
okay,
so it was a bit of both.
That makes more sense.
Atheism is a bit of both of what you
Both what I was told. Okay.
It is both non-religious and also deny like all that, like it's science and all that stuff.
Okay.
So with my question was, what doubts do you have doubts that's for sure, but like you have, let's establish one thing. So do you think that a God even exists? Let's get that over with. Let's get that
Okay, so now that I think about it, and again from what you've told me in our argument about this whole thing and about whatever, I can say for certain that there is a higher power. I can definitely say that, especially with our arguments that we've had about this and the fact that I'm now beginning to understand more after all the confusion and everything. I can say for certain that there is a higher power, because there's no way, as you said in your previous video, actually, I did go down to watching it. You said some very good points. That you said the point where how would we be here if there's no higher power? Like, how would we?
Right.
And when you explained that in your video, and your video actually really did help me because of the fact that you were talking about atheists.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
It did help quite a bit. So yes, I do believe there is a higher power.
Okay.
My thing about it, to this day is, again, I'm still confused of like, again, why would I lose his family?
Why?
Like, why?
So you think, are you leaning more towards that one point he made in that video where he says like God is a maniac who does these things, or whatever he said? Do you kind of buy into that?
I wouldn't say he's a maniac. I just don't understand completely like why this would happen.
I get you.
Because God to me, from what I knew him as, was this perfect being who made the universe, helped people, and he was this good being, right? He was a God, so he's this good creator who created like cosmos, the universe, everything in it. So my confusion was, again, if he's this good being, like, why would we lose things? Like, why would we lose our family? Why would we lose all this?
And before y'all continue, someone in chat says life is a standing wave.
Can you
explain and elaborate on what that is? Or if you're just trolling?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
So before Fernando, are you done, or can I address your I don't want to cut you off, I don't want to interrupt you.
You can address whatever you need to address. Yeah.
No, I was asking Dark Shot 44, are you finished with your point, or can or not? Can you want to elaborate more?
I explained it the best way I can. Yeah, that's
okay. So obviously, if you've seen our, Establishing Truth channel, all of the videos, we know that we have two different perspectives on God, because we are two different religions. So let me explain. So basically, I think Fernando will agree that the concept that God is a perfect being, and he is a being which is he's not a maniacal or sadistic being. This is this is true. This holds true to both of our religions. In fact, in the first verse of the Quran, it says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And if you don't understand, that's fine. It says, in the name of God, the most gracious and the most merciful, the most merciful being. Now, coming to your question, why do people lose? Why do people, why do they die? Why do people, why does this happen? And trust me, bro, this is a very common thing, because a lot of people, they're faithful, but then, something happens and they are they start to question their faith a bit, and they start to say, well, why did God do this? The thing is, there's really two answers to this. So there is this world. I'll give you the two answers. I'll give you the perspectives from Islam, and he can give you the ones from his understanding. So there is the fact that this world, the way that it is built, it is a test. This life is built as a test. This is a one huge.
I don't understand. A test.
Yes,
So
yes. It's
this is his perspective. This is his belief on it. It's not. It's probably not what you heard, but
okay. So let me elaborate, and then I will go into what that means. So this life is a test. A test of, character. A test of how you believe. Not necessarily how you believe, like how you act, etc. It's a test of life. It's one big exam, So there's going to be a lot of hardship in this test. There's going to be a lot of hardship and obstacles, but so yeah, there's going to be a lot of hardship, and so this is why this happens. When this happens, it doesn't mean that God has a vendetta against you. It doesn't mean that God wants you to run away from Him. In fact, I'll give you an example. So, the Quran says that if God, loves you or wants you to be closer to Him, He will test you. An exemplary example for us Muslims, how we act and how we behave, is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So let me tell you about how he was like, and then this might shed some light. So he had to bury at least 5 of his children. He was almost killed multiple different times. He was persecuted. He lost his friends. He lost his family. He lost his baby children. But he was the best of creation. He was the most loved by God. So just because this happens by God, it does not mean that God hates you. It does not mean that God wants to cause you to lose faith in Him. It's just, the normal human reaction of questioning yourself after something like that happens. He wants you to come, he wants you to come to Him in your case, He wants you to appreciate that, like it says in the Quran, if Allah says in the Quran, if you remember me during the times of ease, I will remember you during times of hardship. So when times where everyone is going through things, Allah says He will remember you 100%. Those who remember me, I will remember them. So that's their belief on it. I will let Fernando take over from here to explain, the other side of the coin. Bismillah, go ahead.
Before he does that, I just want to read the message from chat that I think that answer the question that was presented goes perfectly with. iOS game content asks, I also sometimes ask why God allows people to die. For example, my cirrhosis is slowly draining my life day by day.
This is, like I said, brother, this is a very common question. First, I'm sorry about that. But I think, I've answered that question, at least to the belief that I have. People are going through a lot, and this life is not to be easy. There's plenty of hardships, and you need to be just continuously steadfast. Now I'm not saying like the concept of I'm not saying that you should start going to faith healing conferences, but I'm saying that that death is a natural. It is the end all be all of life. And so during this test, that you will be tested on how you act. You'll be tested on what you did, if you helped people or not, if you were honest and sincere about what you were doing, and that's what you will be tested upon. And obviously, if you believe according to Islam. So that's the question. I hope that answers the question, brother. You can ask for more, or I don't know your gender. I'm sorry if I misgendered you. Your brother or sister? No, none of that other nonsense. We have stuff up if you wanted to get us on
I was game content guy.
I hope that answers the question clearly, and if you want more clarification, you're welcome to ask. Fernando, I want to hand it over to you. Take it away from the brother.
This is probably more of the Christian perspective that you might have heard of. You mentioned 2 of your family members unfortunately passed away, and condolences, obviously. But my question is, where better could they be? We're like,
well, that's okay. So, I don't know this thing.
My question is like, you're asking why. Firstly,
why they?
Firstly, no, God. No, I'm gonna clear this up. God did not take them from you. He's not responsible for that. It's just a product of, the human body's not supposed to live
last.
It's not. It can't do that.
Yeah.
And it got cut short by illness. And so that was obviously very painful. It's like to have that, to be dying from it, probably hurts a lot. Luckily, I would not know. The only time I ever had an experience like that is when I was a very young baby, and I don't remember how that felt, thankfully. But
when I was younger, I had a lot of bad health issues. I had seizures and heart problems, and I had to do a bunch of tests. I almost died like 5 times.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, you were a bolster. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, Fernando, continue.
So, we're saying, my question is, where else do you think that it would have been better for them if they stayed here and continued to live here?
No, and the thing is, and I hate to repeat myself in it, but when Dad was dying, we got called by the nurse, and they're like, "Oh, do you want us to pull the blood or to continue?" And they left that decision up to me, which also hurt me because I was like, "Wait, am I killing my dad? Am I?" But then I was like, "No, that can't be. No, I."
Very quickly, and I'm sorry for cutting the both of you off, but I want to say that is extremely relatable to me personally, and I know how that is.
It was very hard. It was very hard.
Absolutely, brother. So, I'll let you and Fernando continue, and I'll just sit and listen. But this is the most relatable thing that has been mentioned, and I want to say that, I'll be delving into something, but basically, my grandmother was the same way. They basically said that they could continue to, administer. They could continue to have her on ventilators, etc. Or we could, pull the plug. And I firmly believe that, that you were not killing your father. You were not killing him. You weren't the one that was responsible. None of this had to do with you. In fact, I believe in that case, that is making the right choice. To send him to where he does not have to endure such, medical, where he does not have to have, medical help constantly administered to him. That's
I know he wouldn't have wanted that either, because he even told us as kids, if I die, just let me go to where let me go. Don't tell them to continue. Don't tell them to help me. Don't just let me go. He
Yeah.
did not want to, and I know if I told them to continue or whatever they were doing, I know it wouldn't have been right. Like I could not do that to him. I could not.
It's a difficult choice for sure. So Fernando, go ahead and do what you do.
So that was my question was, there is, compared to the life that is promised to us, there is no reason that, like, I don't want to say that it was a good thing because, not for you, but
For his sake.
for his sake, like, what better thing could you have done? This
Nothing,
world,
I
we all
felt.
know this world is a messed up place. We all know that.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't an illness, it could have been something else. And so we can just hope that he's at a better place now.
Yeah.
And all that
And
good stuff.
Yeah, like but it really was not fun, telling them, because I had to tell them.
Yeah, you
And
had
it was not fun. It was so bad. It was so hard. Like it was not the funnest of experiences.
But the point was, you were saying, why did God do this? He's not. You can make a case that he allowed it, right? But he did not outright. Very sure he did not outright make it happen. And then you could go into why would he allow that, but he didn't make it happen. So clear that one up.
That clears it, yeah.
As far as why it would be allowed, I can answer that one if you want to.
If you want to, you can, but
Sure.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So you could come at this from two different ways. You could say it's to get you to be closer to him, but I think there's an even bigger one here. And that's that things like this, when things like this happen, you build character. Would you agree? Like,
yeah,
you get stronger. You have to go through things. It's basically a pretty much given that you have to go through things to be able to,
Excellent point. That's why I was also going to bring that up too. Within demonstrating my perspective, is that before I start, a lot of people, they bring this argument to us, and it's like this huge game ender for us, theists, but it's really not. It's like these things are not good, not for you. And trust me, I can say that I've had family members who have died, but I know that allows me to build character, and for me personally, it allows me to be steadfast, and this is where we can grow. In fact, this is supported by both the Bible and Quran, where this is why it is suffering, it is happening, because for that the people can build character, and that people cannot, not obviously everyone will, but a great deal of people will build character, because of suffering, whether it be it's family loss, or all types of suffering, and all types of things. People are going through the worst of things, and they still are steadfast. So yeah, that's I'll just pass it on to you. But yeah, that's a very good point.
And it seems, and at face value, at surface value, it seems like a merciful being would not let this happen. But if you really think about it critically, you understand that there was nothing better that
for
could
him
have
to
happened.
Yeah.
It would have been an agony if you let him continue to.
And I know he didn't want that.
And he exactly, he didn't want it. So if you wanted to go with the argument that God caused it, he gave him what he asked for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, makes sense in the long run. Yeah, he did say like to
I
us
don't want
kids
this.
like we yeah.
And so, what type of maniacal, I guess, being like kind of like grants that type of wish for you? Like, assuming you believe that he even caused it, which that one's up in the air. But let's go for the sake of argument that yeah, he gave him exactly what he asked for here.
Yeah.
And
he did because I can't deny that he did say
right. And the Christian perspective was saying was like we as a species, we as humans are not good people. We aren't.
No,
We
we're
absolutely
not.
are not. And so
No.
we are lucky that we're even alive.
Yeah, that's true. We are messed up people, and that is like every human pretty much.
Yeah.
Like every one of us is not.
That is an excellent point.
Every one of us is not.
We are not
perfect in
good.
this
We are
life.
not a
No.
good people. We are not a good species.
No.
And based on what we've done, we get what we have coming to us.
We get basically chances and chances and chances, and
the fact we even get chances is proof that the
something's out
deity is
there.
merciful. Not
Now-
just that, but that he's merciful, and the fact that we even have free will to disobey him at all.
Can I share the Islamic perspective on what you just said?
Yes.
Because I think it will shed a lot of light. You already know the story that I'm going to tell you. But basically, because remember, Fernando and I, we were in, this is going to be a bit of a story. And we had a debate with, not really, but we had a debate with two secular individuals.
Yeah.
But now that you know exactly what I'm talking about.
We did. Remember this.
So we basically, and one of them, he tried to say that God was big. What happened?
Trying to join us. Stick
Who's
Man.
trying to join?
Who the fuck is Stick Man, bro? I don't know you. I'm not gonna let you in. Fuck.
Who's Stick Man?
Who is Stick Man? If you don't put in the chat who you are, I'm not letting you in.
Yeah, if you don't put in the chat who you are, then yeah, you're not getting in. So, yeah. But I mean, what?
Yeah,
What the hell is that?
Luciano? I don't know who this is, bro. Who are you guys?
Probably trolls.
Honestly, yeah, probably trolls.
That person who says that that person that chose Stickman on Google Meet is I don't know. They didn't elaborate much in chat. They just put I am.
Did they want to come up and join us, or what? Like, do you want to come up and elaborate? Or do you want to debate us, or like, what do you want?
I don't know who you are, bro. If you don't tell me who you are, or if you don't tell me why you want to come up, I'm not in here.
You want to come up? Do you want to elaborate on something that is said, or do you want to debate us, or what? What do you want?
Which one?
So, before, or do you just want to mess around? Because we're not going to allow you to mess around. We're having a serious discussion, and for the perspective of our friends here, we're not going to allow that nonsense garbage. So,
I'm trying to explain, we don't have time for trolling, basically. This is a serious topic that.
It's a very serious topic, and I want to respect everyone involved and all the parties involved. So if you're just here to mess around, then just leave. If you want to elaborate on something that was said, or better yet, you want to come and debate us, we will let you in, no problem. But just tell us. So, back to what I was saying. Hold on.
Is she coming back?
So, I'm sorry for that.
I'm still here.
Did any new chats come in or what? So, like I was saying, this person, he tried to call God a dictator, and he tried to say that God was a dictator, and like Fernando had just said, we are not good people at all. And the fact that he puts up with us
That's
is
not a dictator, in my opinion. If he puts up with people like us, that's not a dictator. That's actually pretty open-minded, if you ask me.
yeah. Not only that, but so there's a Sahih Hadith. If you're not familiar with what that is, I'll explain. So hadith in Islam, a hadith is basically a narration of the Prophet ﷺ. He spoke about something. So he basically said that when you do something good, it is written down immediately. Because Allah, He keeps track of everything that you do. If you do something good, it is written down immediately. You do something good, you help someone out, you do something good, it's immediately written down. If you do something bad, if you commit a sin against God, what he does, he tells the pen, he says, wait, let's see if he will repent or not. Let's see if he will come to realize what he did was wrong or not. Let's see. But he keeps saying, let's see, wait, don't write it down yet. Don't write it down yet. Let's see if you repent. And if you repent, I will forgive you. So that doesn't sound like a dictator to me.
That's
Someone
not
who is openly willing to have people to know that people will literally are dissing him right to his face. And this involves the secular that I was talking about. He was dissing him right to his face and dissing his beloved prophets. Someone who allows that, who gives us the free will to do that, that is not a dictator. And that proves that Al-Rahman is really Al-Rahman. And Al-Rahman in Arabic means the most merciful. Alhamdulillah, that proves it. So I'm gonna let Fernando continue, or BTP if there's any chats from the stick.
real quick, I do have a question for Fernando, actually.
Yeah.
Is he still?
Go ahead.
Okay,
course.
this is a
Let me
very
check
important.
the chats.
Okay, so my grandma brings up this thing called the rapture.
The rapture. The rapture is not real.
1 second.
It's not.
The rapture is not real. There is I know it's a belief. It's a Christian belief, and it's nowhere in the
Is your
Bible.
chat?
It is nowhere in the Bible. I saw a video about this. What did she explain this to you as?
Okay, so basically, so she explained do you know this thing called the mark of the beast?
Yes, Revelation.
So basically, it's this child, kind of like baby Jesus, but in devil form, I guess. And the best way I could describe this as is she explains this as it's a being who God, I guess, this is what she says to me at least, which I don't understand. This is why I wanted to ask this. God gives this being his power, I guess, for a short period of time, allowing this being to give us or give miracles to people. But if he gives miracles, you have to get the sign of the beast, and if you refuse him, you get your head cut off.
It sounds like she misinterpreted some stuff in Revelation. That's what it sounds like to me.
She said that this was in Revelation.
Yes.
That this thing was in the Bible as Revelation.
Revelation.
But this is the thing. The book of Revelation is one that is extremely and highly symbolic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like it's an actual mark.
It doesn't have to be literal.
Being. It's not literal. It's taken to be symbolic. So yeah, that's not even.
And also the rapture. Usually, when I hear that term, it's this belief that the believers are going to be taken up to heaven first,
Yeah,
what-
yeah, yeah.
I've
And then-
never. I saw a video about this, and is this guy inspiring philosophy, and he said that's not anywhere. This is a guy. It's a Christian. He said the rapture is not.
So it's not.
The mark of the beast is real.
It's real, but it's not
But
like
it's not
how
what he
she
said it
described.
is. Also, iOS game content said, I would also like to have a debate about the people who question God because I have lived it personally. That's great. If you could
You
tell
have
me
what?
your
What did you say?
I would also
You guys
like
have
to
a
have a debate about the people who question God because I have lived it personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna read that as well.
Alhamdulillah, BTP, you can interrupt us to reach out. BTP. You have that new privilege. You have a new race. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, buddy. If you interrupt us more than
Like
if you interrupt us,
Yeah, bud.
buddy.
All right.
All right. So iOS content. If you tell me like who you are, I will let you come and have a debate about us if you like.
Okay, so the way she described it is false.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The mark of the beast is real though. That's a prophecy about how the world is supposed to be united under one currency, and and they're gonna do something, and you will not be able to. It's some type of prophecy, and it's either symbolic or literal.
People break it down really in depth.
There's like Bible scholars that we aren't. We are not Bible scholars.
We're not Bible scholars, and Bible scholars even like dig super deep to find what this means.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I was saying the whole suffering thing is like whether like the thing is that our species deserves every single thing that happens to us, and the fact that we're able to have something that allows us to not have that is even more proof that the being is absolutely merciful, and the fact that we have free will to even do these things is proof on its own. Like I always see people be like, well, why does God let these things happen? Why does this and this happen? It's like the whole world is moving towards rejecting him. Why would he help us? Why? When there's people who blaspheme his name, who disrespect his. If you're Muslim, you consider Jesus a prophet. If you're a Christian, you consider him the Son of God. And I consider him the Son of God. And why would he help you? Like help anyone after so many people like just diss on him, diss on his son, openly just hate him, destroy his scripture, do all types of things. Like, if you want it, like people always say, well, where was God when this happened? It's like you don't want him here. You don't want him.
Now, yeah, exactly. This is the thing, right? So, like Fernando, he said that, we have the beliefs of who Jesus والسلام, is. But regardless, what he said, it is extremely accurate. There's people who diss God. There's people who diss his prophets. There's people who burn his divine revelations. We believe that the Quran is the divine revelation of God. People that eat it. Yes, eat it. They eat it for fun. Yeah. I'm talking to you, Hamilton. I'm talking to you. Yeah, people eat it for nothing. For stupid. Some guy. His name is David. People eat up the Quran. They rip up the Quran. I'm talking to rapists. They rip up the Quran. They mock the prophets who are dead, and then they get mad when their dead family gets dissed. they talk about they diss our God and they curse our God and they curse and diss our prophet. So after all that, God still allows us to do this and have the free will to do this proves that he's not a dictator, because a dictator, you cannot curse a dictator to his face.
No.
Go to North Korea
Not.
and try it. It won't work.
Yeah, you won't survive. I don't
work.
think.
If there's
No.
still a dictatorship in Venezuela, go to Venezuela and
No,
curse
there is.
it.
Yeah, go
Is
there.
there really?
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, you won't live.
You
No.
won't live.
Go back in the day to Germany and let's see how far you get there.
Exactly.
You're fucked.
It was over.
That's my point.
That's
This
my point.
secular
So it's
idiot
not.
who tried to say God is a dictator, he failed.
No, yeah, there's no.
Yeah.
I don't even. I don't. No. There's no way. Not even close. No.
Yeah.
There's.
So yeah, Fernando, continue.
Exactly. So I was saying basically like why would he go out of his way to, and sometimes he still does. He makes a path to him clear. That's what we believe. When we believe that he makes a path to him clear, if you choose to ignore it, you choose to ignore it. If you don't, children, if you don't give them
it, then you accept it, and then you basically are welcoming him. And
children. This is a fact, by the way. There's studies on this. Did you know that children, if you just like let them grow up and you don't teach them anything, you don't teach them that there is God or that there isn't, you let them like think about that for themselves, they're always going to be inclined to following God without them anybody even telling them.
Yes. And there was multiple studies done on this. And if you want to be like, well, I want to debate you, I don't believe you. I'm not saying you would do this, but other people in the chat. Yeah. I will actually pull up these studies.
I can't even debate that actually, because I've actually seen proof of that. I can't even.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, there are some people in the, we know, we never know who's watching. There are people that will be like, I'm going to press you, I want to debate you, you're lying. Okay, I have the studies right here. The studies, we can pull them up. One of them was by Justin Barrett, and the other one I can find again. A Muslim skeptic, he talked about it in one of his videos. I can pull up for you. So
I do have another question actually for Fernando. Actually,
go ahead. Ask him.
Okay, so my other question is, is there such thing as repent?
Repent, absolutely.
So that is a thing. Okay, so I wasn't lied to about repent.
No, that's real.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me explain what I was explaining to about repent. So,
Okay.
Repent, basically. So, I was told that if I murdered someone, and if I truly believed in a God, and I truly asked for forgiveness, that I would get it,
and that you actually felt it. You actually have to be sorry. If you can't just cop out and be like, well, I'm sorry, God, even though I'm not, because he knows if you are, if you're not.
Yeah. So that is a thing.
That's real, yeah.
Okay, because I was curious about that, because I was like, wait, if you murder someone, how would you get forgiveness if you take away someone's life?
If you take away somebody's life, see, this is yet more proof that God is a merciful, loving being, because normally by our standards we would punish and destroy that person who did that. It's very hard to forgive somebody for doing that, and the fact that God is
willing to forgive
willing to forgive somebody for that, for not even just murder, anything that you truly feel sorry for. Now, a lot of murderers don't actually feel sorry, and so they won't be forgiven.
No, right. But the ones who truly are.
Even the ones who kill in self-defense, which is allowed. Sometimes people didn't feel sorry for that, and they'll be forgiven for that as well.
I mean, if you kill self-defense, it's really an accident.
in
Like, you don't
fact-
try to. You're just,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Exactly. There's not going to be no issue. It's allowed in
Right,
the
if
Bible
you-
to do.
And
Yeah.
it's also allowed in the Quran that it's encouraged to kill in self-defense. And yes, like I know you're not gonna have any idea what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna have to say, anyone who thinks that they can disprove me on my 929 stance, I dare you to come and try it, because I went. The Quran does not say kill every true disbeliever. It does not say that. It does not say that. It says that you're allowed to kill in self-defense for people that are attacking you, and I can pull up several verses where the Quran says if someone asks for peace, you give it to them. If you kill someone in self-defense, then that's fine. You're good. You don't need to ask for forgiveness because God understands.
I hate to ask this, but what is the that thing, the Quran or
The
that?
Quran.
For the Quran,
It's the Muslim holy
very
book,
good question.
basically. It's like the Muslim Bible,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So it's like the Bible in a
But
way.
it's for Muslims.
Basically, but it's very much different.
Yeah.
So, can I just break that down if you don't mind, Fernando?
But
So for the Bible, the Bible is actually written by man.
yes.
The Bible, actually, humans wrote it. The Bible is written by several authors. We believe that the Quran or there's several different ways of saying it. Most people, for those who don't know Arabic, it's Quran. The Quran or the Quran, it basically is written by God. We believe it's written by God, and we believe that that He sent it down to us as a mercy to mankind because He wants to guide us. Furthermore, if you don't mind, now I know probably a lot of people are asking, in the day of judgment, when God holds everyone accountable, what will happen? Well, in Islam, we believe that God is not someone who judges us by one simple standard. Every single person has a different standard. It's what they know and what they're capable of doing, and it is taken into account things that have happened. So like, for example, babies, we firmly believe babies and children, or people who never knew the message, or people who were never taught, or people who, people like that, they will be judged more differently to someone who knew the message, someone like Water or Atheist, who knew the message, disrespected it, and completely cursed the God and the prophets. So that's what the Quran is.
And real quick, there's a few chats I got to read. There's like 2 of them. iOS game content says the final rapture is actually known like this. He refers to the second coming of Christ during Satan's reign. It is mentioned in the Bible, in fact. And then the cutie anime boy says hi.
Cutie anime boy.
That's a haram name. I don't. Haram.
Cutie anime boy.
Haram.
Listen, man. This is a stream with religious
I don't know
people.
what I saw. I don't know what I saw, but I just read off that screen and I was like, what?
Come on, man. This is a stream of religious individuals, bro. Just stop playing with us.
What
I was questioning it myself when I read it. I was like, what?
What type of name is that?
Read that.
That's haram. A'udhu billah. I think Rafi was Allah. A'udhu billah.
Lord. Terrible.
Keep going. The heck? Okay.
Wait, Blunt Gamer was explaining to me something, and I was kind of trying to listen.
Oh yeah. So what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, that's what basically the Quran is. We believe that it was revealed and written by God, and so that's why, like, burning it or eating it or ripping it or doing something like that is basically extremely disrespectful to us, because
I don't even understand how somebody can eat. I can't even wrap my mind around that.
It's basically like if your most prized family member gave you their most prized thing that they could possibly give you, and someone just shattered it and broke it.
That hurt. Oof.
That
actually.
So bad.
So yeah, that's what the Quran is. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask.
No, you answered all my questions.
Okay.
Any question
No
about the
problem.
Bible or the Quran? Well, he can answer.
Oh yes, the Bible. That's what I was going to
The
ask.
Bible.
Thank you. Yes, that. Yes. So this is a common question that I actually do have.
Yeah.
So you know how you say that it's written by man?
It is.
How? How? Like
How's
yeah.
it written by man?
Like
How
not
is
really
it-
how, but like basically
I think he's more so asking like, where's the
how do they
godly
know?
interference?
How do they know like what God has like done? Because it says like a lot of things in the Bible, and it says a lot of like truths and whatnot. How do they know that? How do these people know these things?
So, like, are you talking about like prophets and prophecies and how they know things that happen?
He's talking about how the Bible.
Or-
Where's the divine interference in the Bible if it was written by the man?
Yes,
Well,
Good question.
several books in the Bible.
that's been my question for like ages now.
Several books in the Bible, such as so. Firstly, this is a question that he can kind of answer because the Old Testament contains books of prophets, the same prophets that we have, they have as well. And so the prophets wrote things down because they were like inspired. It was inspired by God. It was not written by God; it was inspired by God. And so, in the Bible, you will find prophecies such as like in the Book of Daniel. Book of Daniel, you will find a prophecy of the succession of empires, where it basically uses symbolism to say that the empire of Babylon was going to fall to Persia to Greece, and Greece to Rome, and it does symbolism that way. And this was written before it happened, way before it happened, and then it ended up happening. So we know because there's prophecies that did come to pass.
Oh, that makes okay.
You know, Fernando, if you are not done, you know, of course, that I have to add my perspective on this as well, because you know, when you ask, well, you know, any single layman can say that this is a book that was written by God, and how can we verify whether God actually wrote it? Well, that's a very good question.
I would just add that the way you can test it is if there's error. Right? If there's like for example, the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon has error. The Book of Mormon has historical error, geographical error, language error,
linguistic error.
Oh my god, that's actually funny. That's actually funny because one of my brothers does follow that. So that's actually funny.
And so for Mormonism, for example, is a perfect example actually, because they claim to read the Bible and the Book of Mormon. So you wouldn't expect them to conflict, but they do.
No, they do because one of my brothers, actually, the younger one, does actually follow Mormonism, and he actually does believe in this weird things that I don't exactly understand or believe in myself, such as like they believe basically like, oh, you can't like certain things are banned. Like you cannot do certain things that you can do in like Christian or Catholics.
Right, and
you cannot do them there.
And it's things like drinking certain things and
oh yeah, like drinking.
We have rules as like moral rules. They have like
we have you have no idea how many times I've been on a call with this idiot. I'm referring to Fernando, and I've said the word haram.
Wait,
the word haram.
Haram means
the word
haram. Forbidden.
Haram means forbidden. So basically, we have some things that are forbidden for us, but they're reasonable things. We think alcohol is haram. Why? Well, we can explain why we believe alcohol is haram, because our Creator knows us, and we know that alcohol causes addiction. It causes fetal alcohol syndrome. It causes.
Those are actually true things, though, right?
Yeah. These are.
No, they are. They really are, and I think that's something both religions can agree on.
We have alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Well. For us, it's not banned. It's not like
it's not banned. It's not banned, but it's like
for us. For us, yes. For us, it is
for him,
banned.
it's
It's
banned.
haram.
For us, it's not. It's not banned.
It's not banned, but from what I
You're
understand,
not. It's banned to drink in moderation, or not. It's banned to drink without moderation.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's not bad to get drunk sometimes, as long as you don't go over your limit and get blackout drunk and have no idea what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
For us, and I can explain this if you're confused as to, well, why can't we do this? Well, like I said, it causes fetal alcohol syndrome. It causes health things. In fact, we believe that and this is a controversial one too, that both of us actually, Fernando, can agree on.
Yeah.
We believe that homosexuality and transgenderism, it is
Good.
haram. Why? Well, because the CDC facts show that the human body, first of all, it is not made to switch genders.
no.
Now, this is a common stat, but the transgender community is the community with the highest amount of suicide rates. My Muslim brothers and sisters in Yemen, in China, in India, in Palestine, in every single Middle Eastern country that are being oppressed because of their faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they have a lower suicide rate combined than the transgender community. Okay? And I'm talking about like these guys are getting killed. These guys are getting beat up at their mosque, which is basically like a church. Police are going in there, beating them up while they're praying. It is ridiculous. But they are steadfast and they have a lower suicide rate than the transgender people because the human body is just not built for that.
I don't believe in that
Go
whole okay, so I don't believe in that whole transgender stuff either, because I believe that once you are born something, like, because God does not make mistakes. So basically, once you're born something, you cannot switch that. Like, he made you something.
Alhamdulillah. Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
100%.
God made
Absolutely.
you.
Alhamdulillah.
So God made you, I think, for a reason. So since all of us in here are boys, we can't just be like, oh, I want to switch to a girl. Like, that's no.
We
No,
can't.
Yeah.
that's forbidden. That's forbidden. You cannot. That's forbidden.
We weren't born that way, and we can't make it that way.
No, you cannot. That's banned. That's forbidden. That's you. God does not.
Want you to
not
go
even
against
just that.
his
It's not even
design.
like,
And,
it's just literally not even good for your body.
For homosexuality, for Islam, people have this misconception that we are all about violence. And, when we see a gay person or a lesbian person, we're not allowed to just pull out a gun and shoot them. That's called murder for no reason. That's dumb. We're not allowed to do that. But it is haram for us because, and you think, oh, well, this is not backed by stats. Yes, it is. The CDC shows that the human body, it is not, and I'm gonna get pretty not too graphic, but I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try to do it in there. The CDC shows that the human body is not meant for that kind of entrance, if you get what I'm saying, it's not that kind of, it's actually detrimental to both parties. And it makes sense because
you have to have the opposite. You have to have the opposite gender to create a child.
Not just that.
Not even just that.
Not just that.
It's not
just that.
healthy.
But when it comes to men and men having sexual acts to each other, first of all, it's detrimental to both parties. Why? Because we know now that the rectum of the human, it is one of the biggest cesspools of bacteria that is in the human body. I want this because fecal comes out of it. And what is fecal? It is our toxicity and it is a toxic waste. So I don't want to go into detail because some people might lose their appetite. But it is a cesspool for me too. Or good. It is a cesspool for bacteria, and both parties can be, because it's built to receive that kind of input. So this is haram for us. But basically, that's basically what haram is. So, if someone says something gay, I'll jokingly be like, haram, bro. Haram, like cutie anime boy. That is a haram name, bro. That's a haram name.
That's quite a weird name.
That's a terrible name.
So before I continue, I thought I was going to say something about how can we check if the Quran, it is actually, from God. Well, for one, I'm open to anything, right? I'm not saying that I'm not like completely and utterly stuck in what I believe, but I think I have a valid case, and I think he has a valid case. And you'll see why I have a valid case because, and I'll do an entire live or video. It'll be the longest video I've ever done, but I will break down these scientific prophetic things in detail. If you guys would like, basically, the Quran says many different things. It says that it will be preserved, perfectly preserved. We know now that after a ton of manuscript, we have an authentic chain of transmission to the Prophet ﷺ. We have an authentic chain of transmission to every single companion that agreed, because the Quran was not written in writing; it was revealed in speech. So the prophets and the prophets' companions, they memorized it, and after the Prophet died, all the prophets' companions, many of them, got together and they copied it precisely how the Prophet ordered them. He was giving orders from God, and that's how we have these things. And I can break that into further, but let me give you a historical prophecy. I can give you a couple. About Rome, there is a chapter in the Quran, it's chapter number 30, Surah Rome. And it basically says that the Romans, or they will nearly be destroyed by the Persians. But in 3 to 9 years, the Romans will come back and they will take over and win. Now, what kind of prophecy would this have been to make? The Romans were almost destroyed. The Romans were nearly destroyed, and now you're saying, well, they're going to come back and win? This is written before this happens. And so, how do you explain this? Number two, there's another thing I'll give you. It's not historical, but it will shed some light. In chapter 21, and I'll pass to Fernando, in chapter 21, verse number 30 of the Quran, it says, "We have created everything from water." How do they not believe? Now we know that science has discovered that the majority of the base for all of our existence is water. The majority that is in our cells, it is water.
Well,
So,
water is 75% of our bodies, so yeah.
Exactly. It is animals. It is the basis for why we're all here. It is the basis for every existence. Now, granted, this Quran, it was revealed in the deserts of Arabia, where there was the least amount of water possible. How can anyone guess that everything was created from water in a place like that?
Yeah. And
there's more.
Yeah.
Trust me, there is more.
Yeah, there is. And there's plenty of things in both of these scriptures that are like ridiculous of how somebody would know, which would lead you to the conclusion that like they had some type of knowledge that we don't. And in the New Testament, Hebrews 11:3, I believe, it basically says that the word that we through faith understand that the visible was made with the invisible, or something like that. Now we've come to understand through science advancement that everything is made out of particles and atoms and stuff. They teach these things in chemistry. They teach these things in basic third grade science. Can we see them? Can we see them with our eyes? Can we see particles and atoms with our eyes? No.
No,
we can't.
No. So, but yeah, that's basically, that's how we can determine it. And another thing, there's another test, which is to find a contradiction in the Quran, and people have tried. Trust me, bro. People have tried. People make a career out of posting videos on YouTube, destroying and refuting Islam, and they don't, and they get destroyed. Another test that the Quran gives us is to do the Quran challenge. Now, this, I don't know if we have time for me to break that down. I can do a whole video on that, or I can, whatever you guys want. But that's gonna take a while to break down, so I'll probably just do
a whole video on that would be nice.
Yeah, I'll do that. So, Yeah. So that's how we can know that there's a valid case.
These scriptures have something, more to them than just some storybooks.
So
Yeah.
I just read this, and I really think someone's trying to troll because the username is Christ brings a sword, and they say praise the Lord or eat the bugs. What that means, I don't even know.
Praise the Lord. It's probably it's either trolling, or it's an actual Christian being funny.
And someone else says hi. I don't know how to pronounce the name, though the last name is the first name is Wesley.
I have no idea who that is. But hi.
Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes.
You're not debating. You are not speaking intelligent words. Nor are you. I mean, let me read this again. You are not debating, nor are you even speaking intelligent words. You are vomiting and licking the vomit. Is that even
Wesley Curry?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Wesley,
this is answering questions.
First of all, Wesley, you have no idea what this even is. Second of all, if you really believe that what we spew is vomit or whatever, then you're welcome to come up and see how your theories test. We are willing to allow you to come up to debate us if you want to. I doubt it though. There's always trolls in people's streams, and then there's always the link to come up and debate them, and they don't. So I doubt you're gonna even come on. But if you somehow do,
trolls always come when it's like
and how are we spewing? What is wrong with what we're saying? Firstly,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with what we're talking about. I don't know if you call this completely.
They're just answering questions that I have.
We're just answering questions.
They're just answering questions and basically getting me a better understanding of everything.
Yeah.
Like that.
So if you want to,
how is it vomit?
Put up your link in the description. Google me link.
Get the link. Or if BTP wants, he can send it in the chat.
You can even put it in the chat, so they have no excuse.
Yeah. I can put it in the chat. Could I put it in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Alright, permission too? Okay.
Wesley Curry too. I'm not sure if I missed that last part properly. It says 3 days ago I asked Jesus to give all people of all nations a roll of bread. Because I told the vision, he did. And then he says the vision of the valley of decision, a crooked path behind the two creatures made only for cutting the path is parallel. Parallel what the hell is all this shit?
This is a Christian. I think disagrees with you.
Me?
No, I think this is a Christian guy who because he's talking about visions and all types of nonsense.
Debate this dark forms of foreign atheism?
Yeah.
Because when I was reading this, I was like,
that's what it was called, because that's what it was originally.
Yeah. Alright, so links going in. Let me know if y'all see it, okay?
Yep.
BTP?
I'm not blocked, am I? I don't think I'm blocked.
You should not be. Is a Christian who disagrees with me?
Curry says, put up your link. Right now, I don't see your link just yet.
If you're a Christian, why are you saying that we're
put up your links, atheist Allah?
What is that even supposed to mean?
Bro, what the hell are you talking about, bro?
iOS game content says it is obvious that with these debates, Christian extremists are going to come.
Yeah.
Obviously, Alhamdulillah, the link is there. Silver, did you send?
Yeah, I did. Y'all see it?
BTP?
It says it's there.
Can you send it, BTP, or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it right now. Give me a second.
Okay, have him send it.
I'm gonna try it one more time. I just wanna
Okay.
send. It says send. Angels leave that room.
Oh yeah, this
So I
guy
sent it
clearly.
now. And honestly, this guy just kind of seems like a
Yeah.
I put the link in twice.
Let me know if you
feels like
see.
it.
Let me know if you see DDPs.
Okay.
But I sent it in chat now, and it is.
Does he have the links all? Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
The hell? It's in the description of the video.
I don't.
There it is.
I put it there just in case nobody else came out.
There it is. There it is.
Yep. So it's there now.
It's there, right there, right there.
Yeah, it's there now.
It's here now.
Yeah,
I don't know where your issue is with anything.
Yeah,
that
it's
we're
there
talking
now.
about.
So
All we're doing is
the
answering questions.
all right. So the second part of the stream, I was going to give a apology to Fernando if we're to that part yet. I don't know what this dude's doing.
By the way, Bryant says hi. I just
I
saw
saw
that.
that.
Bryant,
What's up, Bryant?
What's up, man?
Glad you were able to tune into this craziness
I will rename this to answering questions at the end of the stream because that's what it is.
Yeah.
I thought
it's very
it was
honest.
kind of a debate originally, which is why it was called
Yeah,
that.
kind
Now
of, you know,
it's
like,
just answering questions.
I mean, this guy might make it a debate if he
This
wants to
guy
come
might
up
make it a
and
debate.
This other dude, and dude, if again, and if he
First of all, my name's not Atheist Allah, that's a contradiction. Second of all, the link's right there.
he didn't say anything, he didn't say anything about like
No, because he posted put up your link, atheist Allah. That is
Does he think that we're atheists? Because we're not.
Oh no.
Does he
I'm
think
not.
that? I know I'm not. He's
I'm not.
He's
Kids,
not.
your link does not work.
he probably says that because of me,
Bro.
but he
Dude,
probably
I literally
said that.
asked him.
He probably said that because of me
The
originally.
link, what issue are you having with the link?
There is no
He
issue
probably-
with our link.
He probably said that because of me originally, or maybe because the title or something. I don't know, but
Maybe he thinks that we're atheists.
Bro,
we're
I'll
not.
say my shahad. Bro, I'll say my shahada right now to prove to you I'm not an atheist.
bro, I don't know what his problem is, but he so
We're not atheists.
the second part of the stream. Actually, should we even do this second part of the stream, Fernando, or what?
What the other stuff?
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like doing, if you want.
Or should we wait for this dude? Like I'm asking him because it's his channel or what. Or,
Okay, no, I think this person needs to be hidden because they are now like sending random shit.
Oh my, yeah. Be fair, you mod.
I am not.
I'm not.
So,
Make Esther mod so he can deal with all this. Can't believe you make him a
Let's talk
mod.
about visions.
What the hell?
What does vision have to do with any religion?
according to Jesus, your name is Allah. What is that even supposed to mean? And that has nothing to do with it.
What?
My name is
You
not
do
Allah.
not speak with Jesus, brother. You speak with the demon.
Yep.
You speak with the shaitan. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. You speak with the shaitan, my friend.
You
will
speak
not-
with like
You will not speak.
you speak with Satan down below, bro.
You do not.
Why would
this
would
guy
Jesus
has-
tell you that someone else's name is Allah when that's
His name
only
is not Allah.
God?
My name is not Allah. Allah is the name of my God. Okay? And now, if you have a problem with my God and my Quran, come up
Then come
and
up
you will see.
And debate. Come up and talk to him.
This is literally why I'm here. For the nonsense that trolls do, bro. It's literally like, The most hilarious garbage in the world.
Muslim, atheist, Christian, Buddhist, all the same.
No,
Satan.
they're not.
What is that
Not
even
at
supposed
all.
to mean? That's
False.
false.
Who said
False.
False.
That is so false. No. That's false. That's false. No, Buddhism is a completely different
Do you-
thing to Christian to
Okay.
Catholic too. That's so false.
Okay.
All these things you just listed, including Satanism itself, which is false, are all different.
They are not the same at all.
Okay,
No.
brother. Do you have a simple understanding of basic theology and religion?
Me or him?
No. Dark Shot 44, brother, you're fine. I'm talking to this guy in the chat. Do you have a basic understanding of basic theology and religion?
Does this dude even understand that everything he just listed is completely different from
If
one
you can
another?
Chat, so I can make it more. Into the chat.
Just put
No time
higher.
to talk Allah. What?
What?
I think this dude's just trolling.
This
I wouldn't
guy-
even pay attention to it.
Either that or he thinks he's talking to Jesus or something. You are not talking to Jesus.
All right, I just chatted, so you should see that now. Marianne says, "Bro, stop talking about their teeth." LMAO. No, I agree.
Their teeth.
Stupid chat. did
Yeah,
not
it's
do
because
this.
he was spitting some random shit about gnashing teeth.
Oh, the verse in the Bible. Bro, you're trying to say, like, are you a Christian that disagrees with Islam? Bro, I'm inviting you. Come
He
up
said
and speak.
no, because he said Christian, atheism, Islam, all the
He
same.
said all of it's the same, and
all
it's
the
really
same.
not.
What
It's
the
not.
hell is he then? Is he like a
He's dumb. That's what it is.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Oh my
something.
God, he is spouting very horrible stuff.
What did
Going
he
to
say?
those liars' rooms? What are you talking about now?
What?
No problem. Your God Allah is a dead black frog with two fangs, and your God Allah is my footstool. Whoa.
Bro, you are an idiot.
You are an idiot. Do you even believe
Bro, can
in
you-
anything? Or
Bro,
are
can
just
you?
Or
Can
is
you?
this an
Content
you-
says
Can I-
he doesn't
here.
know what he's talking about.
Here's my
He's
question. Here's my
posting
question.
things that
Can you?
has
Can
nothing to
you
do with
come up and actually?
Can you
debate
come
with
up
Blind
and
Gamer?
talk about
you-
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like that to me right now while I'm here,
I
or
think
what?
he's just dissing religion in general. I think that's what he's doing.
He
But he's
says,
not
"Put up
making
the link
sense about
somewhere."
it.
Dude,
Yeah,
the link is literally there.
The link is in the description. The link is even on the StreamYard. I'm not gonna let you in that one because you might show something. But
Bro, you remind me like of me months ago, but like worse because you're making no sense. You remind me of me months ago, but like worse.
versions of the Bible have been edited by people over the years. We use the King James version, but the
Who
Book
asked
of
that
Mormon
question?
is official book we use.
Bryant.
That's a different debate.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole.
That's a different. The thing.
All I'm gonna say is, I mean, absolute zero disrespect towards you or anyone of the Mormon faith.
Yeah.
That being said, Joseph Smith is a false man.
And by the way, I have to say rest in peace to the guy because you have to rest in peace to the guy. I'm not gonna diss him, because this having the prophets or like shit like that, this is not good. But
So who is that guy?
but yeah, rest in peace to that guy. By the way, if you're talking about the Bible being edited over the years, so the Bible, yeah, it has been edited,
There's
but
different versions, basically.
Translations. That's all.
There
There's
are
different
versions.
translations, different versions of it.
If
that
you're more
have-
so asking the most accurate or one of the more accurate translations, look at the RSV or the NASB or the CSB or the ESV, like that.
English Standard Version. What about the? I seen the NIV is trustworthy as well.
No, that's false.
It's not.
Mm-mm. The NIV, it is defective. The King James is also defective. Greatly defective. People have looked at, like, the RSV, for example, it goes back all the manuscripts and it translates the Greek and the Hebrew, and so
Your God, Allah, entered your bed in your mind, told you you will return the house violently like a ball. Allah is Satan.
Really, Allah is Satan.
I don't think so.
You said that
Really, Allah
Father Satan came to us. Are you genuinely having visions right now, or are you just being an idiot? Because if you
say
that you are talking to Jesus, you are not talking to him. He will not.
Also, did you see my chat?
No, the link is right there. Are you is he blocked?
He said, "Put up link, you cowards." Bro, it's up. It's been up.
The link is right there.
Watch him come in like the StreamYard way or something and try to show something in a purple.
I'm not letting him in the StreamYard way.
Okay, good, because I don't want your streaming thing and down like some stupid.
Bro, we promise you the link.
Again, hopefully you can see that.
The link is right there.
The link is right there.
Click on go to the description of the video.
The link is literally right there, and I will paste it again.
I joined the stream. It clearly works.
Yeah, it clearly works.
I just doubled myself. Just for you.
Oh, yeah, he did. It showed.
Just for you.
Okay.
The link is right there.
To prove to you that it works. No link.
But yeah, you're not. I do have to say though. Bro, I do have to say.
Can you paste it again, user?
I do have to say that whoever this dude is saying he's talking to, no, you're not. You're not.
You are like you are a severed head missing half of the brain in a square pit when it comes to the Bible.
What?
Me or him?
You were the one talking.
Bro, I know a lot about the Bible.
He knows a lot more than you think.
I know a lot.
He knows a lot more than you realize, bro. Whoever this dude is.
I don't know whether you want to debate about the Bible or you want to debate about the
Quran or the
God.
Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Quran.
Quran. Okay, I'm sorry. I no
problem. I don't know if you want to debate about the Quran or
a light tapping in your mouth now.
What is
Trying to close this with some type of demonic power? It will not work.
I
would not welcome that.
My
whatever
Bible
that
says that Satan is powerless against believers. So no.
Bro, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Bro, do I have to really bust out into prayer for this man? Hold on.
Your toy TV link. We don't have a toy
I'm gonna be
TV.
What did he say about the mouth?
He said, "You shall all feel a light tapping in your mouth now."
A light tapping?
Brother, the only one who is speaking with Satan is you right now.
Right.
I'm serious.
Bro, you're the only one speaking about like trying to get us to be possessed or something. I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's not working again.
Some type of satanic demon thing on us.
It's not working, brother. It's not working. It will not happen.
And the little book in Revelation.
The power of
Revelation. Revelation.
Bro, the power of God repels demons like you, bro. Like,
exactly, bro.
You cannot get us with that. You cannot get us with that. Oh, I'm the Revelation. No, and you're not the Revelation. You're not the New Testament. You're not Revelation.
Bro, are you gonna come up and explain to me how my God is saying or something like you said?
Pretend like our link doesn't work when I just proved it to everybody watching that it works.
It works.
Yeah, that definitely works.
This dude probably.
What?
Really
I'm gonna put you in timeout, bro. Go have some prayer, man.
Yeah, go have some holy water, bro. Go drink
Go
some
have
holy
some
water.
prayer.
Go drink some holy water and go read the
You have
Bible
to
or something and
you have
actually
to bust out
understand.
in prayer.
Go read the Bible. Go do something
Read the Bible.
else. than
Read the
this
Bible and actually
nonsense.
read the Bible and actually understand like what
Can
understand.
I bust out in prayer for this idiot?
And, I was in conference says, don't worry what he is posting or the text from his novel, from his book. I know, I don't remember the title, but the story is good.
Oh, really? Why is he saying Allah is Satan? I guess if the book says that.
Why is he saying that we're gonna have light tapping in our mouth that we don't have?
That's stupid.
Do you guys
right?
do you guys feel any light tapping inside of your mouth? I don't.
No, not at all.
No.
If you're trying to,
Especially not from this dude. Like that's kind of weird, man. Not from this.
That is very
Haram, bro. That's haram. A'udhu billah. That's haram, bro. I don't like.
let's take
Are
these
you gonna
5
come-
minutes and you claim to know so much about the Bible, so go read it.
Take these 5 minutes and actually like read the
Read
Bible
it.
and then come back and talk to us.
Read it, bro. Read it.
Take 5
Read the
minutes.
Bible. Because you don't have no idea about what you're talking
Take
about.
5 minutes to actually understand what you're saying and then come back.
We can't have sex for marriage, and we don't drink alcohol. Yeah, those are reasonable though.
Very reasonable.
Not putting anything against your
In
restrictions.
fact, so this is going to be a controversial one also. And trust me, anything that I say, I'm willing to debate. And a lot of these things, the hijab thing, this is one of the more controversial ones. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. The veiling for Muslim women.
Yes.
And people were like,
you can make a whole video on that. Like you can find a video with somebody saying it's oppressive, and then just refute it completely.
I will. I'll probably post a prophet or something like that. But no, it's not.
I do want to do a video on myself about that article that Fernando was found in his other video. I do want to.
Oh, such a terrible article, bro.
I saw that article and I was just like, what even is this? Like, what? How are you gonna say? What?
It's just dumb, bro. What the heck? Also, how did you adjust your ray without having to go into the
control caps lock right arrow, and then hold control caps lock down, and then
Yep.
right arrow.
You said, hold on. Not working. You said down arrow?
What's it?
Right arrow first, and then you have to hold caps lock and control down.
Caps lock control. Right arrow. Yeah, it's not doing it.
What the heck?
No selection. So yeah, now it's. I have the desktop layout.
Oh, I The only thing I feel in my mouth is the ice cream that I just swallowed.
What?
Dialogue in the book? What? Oh.
Who
raising your hand?
Oh, I'm shit. Not control. I'm off.
Wait. Who said?
Volume 100.
Who said the only thing I have in my mouth is ice cream? I just swallowed. Who said that?
Oh no! Oh, I know what you were doing. Okay, I'm okay. I know.
Who said that?
I was getting content. But that's so cool, bro. He's been on my channel for like 2 years almost. Alice Game Content.
Oh, damn.
Alice Game Content.
I was getting content from the OGs of the channel.
Wow, OG. Wow. Is that what he said?
He was here in the Blind Gamer Studios days, I think.
I think he was. I don't know.
Was he?
It's possible.
Was he the one that said the only tapping I have in my mouth is the ice cream I just swallowed? Who said that?
Yes, I was getting content.
I don't think that'd be tapping. I think that'd be.
He said the only thing he feels in the only thing that's in his mouth. He said the only thing I feel in my mouth is the ice cream I just swallowed.
Oh, I thought you said the only thing tapping in my mouth. Like what?
I was ice cream tapping. I had ice cream earlier before. I had ice cream earlier, so I'll get to that.
You did mention to me that this is getting a bit long. You did mention to me that you had some stuff that you wanted to do up here, and stuff.
Oh yeah, do you want me to?
If you want to do it here, you can. If you
Yeah. So basically, I did want to apologize to everyone here. That's Fernando Blind Gamer, BTP especially. About what I said about the whole argument I got into with y'all about the the Bible and whatnot. I did want to apologize for that. Again, that was part of like the story I said, but basically about how it was. I did that basically again because how I was it was after the whole again my dad and whatnot, and it was again he was just tell them basically don't stop, I guess, because he was just you can't you can't let people I guess force into what you believe or something like that.
Yeah, and this is a problem that I do call out my own community on, is forcing these things on people.
He even called me out on that. Before, and I again did want to apologize for that as well. Doing that because that was not good. That was very bad.
I call Christians out on this. There's a big problem that we're facing, and it's because they don't know how to preach these things correctly. Instead of telling you, we just had this open conversation where we cleared these doubts that you had. They don't do that. Some parents don't do it. Some grandparents don't do it. They just say, you have to believe in this, and we're not going to give you good reason. You just have to do it. And to those people, I just want to quote to you one of the letters of Peter in the Bible that says that we have to defend our faith through reason, not
force.
Not force. We're not going to tell everyone that they have to do this or else. We give them good, logical explanations to their questions, like we just did.
Yep.
Yeah. Really quickly to add to that, for us, for the Islamic perspective of that, forcing someone to convert to Islam is not only haram, it is a huge sin, but the person who does that, he is a kafir. He is no longer a Muslim after doing that. If he even wants to do that, he's no longer Muslim if he does that. So that's huge. We need to be sincere. We need to answer people's questions, and we need to be respectful. More importantly, respectful conversation.
Yeah, I should have done basically what I did up here, but at that time, basically, it was just do that instead of it. But it was I should have done that.
I more so had an issue with because you have been on record on streaming stuff being like, oh, what God? Jesus was not. Some type of crucifixion joke at some point. It was a ton of stuff. It wasn't just one thing that I was like.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a lot of stuff.
Sam.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Sam? Sam T.
Who's that?
You're trying to come through StreamYard, I'm automatically not letting you in.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
But it was not all around. It was not. No, it was not good. It was not.
I don't know who Sam T is.
Somebody said I'm gonna join. I want to debate. Join the Google Meet then.
Who said that?
Join the Google Meet, please. Not the StreamYard because we don't know.
Who said that?
Guy.
What's his username?
They just have the letter T. Then some guy named Sam.
Sam? That guy, Sam, or is it a different guy?
No, it's not. It's not the one we know. It's not Sam, the Christian, random guy.
But basically, everyone who's watching,
Okay. Join
Join
the
the meet if you want to debate us.
Google Meet. If you want to debate us, the Google Meet is in the description, and you can
in the
use.
live chat, I think.
It's in the live. Yes, it's in the live chat. It might be buried by that dumb guy. Oh,
Yeah, repaste it.
Couldn't be. Even if it was, I could just repost it.
I'm not gonna let you in
Let
the
him-
StreamYard for security of the meet, for security of the
Yeah,
stream.
join the Meet.
Google Meet instead.
But yeah, all that was again.
You don't have Google Meet.
It's fine if you don't have it.
Why do you not have Google Meet?
It's not,
Join on your
it's not
browser.
necessary. You could join on the web browser.
Please turn
Join.
your
Copy
camera off.
the.
Just
Even
click the
No,
just
no.
click the link.
No. Copy the link and then go to your browser and then click on it, and then
Yeah, go
paste
to
it in.
do that. Go to your browser and click on it because
Enter in a name.
so you're able to join a meet, and you can even join as guests too. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically what I was saying is, yeah, all that stuff, yeah, it was not something I should have done. It was not, yeah, it was
Like the whole issue that we had. We do
no,
not.
Yeah.
We don't mind like discussion, but if you kind of
I did go overboard with it. I went overboard with it, and
if
it
you
was
kind
not.
of go
It was
like,
not.
oh, what, like the crucifixion stuff and the all that stuff. That's just crazy.
I should have just asked questions about that and whatnot. And yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind, answering your questions. I don't mind answering people's questions. People have questions all the time. It's normal human nature.
Right.
For that guy that said he wanted to debate, you can go into your browser. You can go into your browser and
Fernando, I did want to also say I wasn't trying to dodge you on Twitter.
I wrote that only because.
No, you told me that. I was not trying to dodge you. I basically didn't know how to explain it typing, so I didn't reply.
You could have replied to BTP's thing that you could put yeah, and then I would have just sent you the thing.
Yeah, we don't.
I was gonna do that, but then I was like, well, I didn't know how it was gonna go, so I was like, I'll just tell BTP. I wanted to. I'm pretty sure that's how you. Either it was BTP or Luke who told you.
Luke told you.
Yeah.
Oh, someone who literally named themselves just the letter T says, "What's that on the stream?" I'm not sure what they're referring to.
TTS? The
The
TTS?
visual.
Or the visual?
The visual or the TTS? Because TTS is a screen reader that I have to use because I'm blind.
We're blind.
Yeah.
Yep. We all are, no exception.
But yeah, I wasn't trying to exactly dodge you. I was not trying to dodge you at all. I just didn't know exactly how to.
Somebody unfollowed me over that.
He says the YouTube screen.
Oh yeah, the visual.
Must be a
Visual.
visual.
So if you want to debate, what you can do, you can click on the link you can copy the link, click on it in your browser, and then type in a name, type T or whatever, and then we'll let you in to debate us. The reason why we don't allow you in the StreamYard is because the camera thing, so people might show. So
yeah, people are known to do that.
I stopped using StreamYard altogether just because.
Are you guys actually blind? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Why do we make that up? Why would we make that up?
Yeah,
we are.
That's
some people do, but we're not even asking for
but
anything. We're just here.
Some people
are
do, but
blind, and I'm chill with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, we're okay.
Well, good.
And yeah,
He asks, "How are you reading this?"
Maybe
Was-
put out like a tweet saying we resolved all this stuff and like
How
maybe
Wait,
are we
I'll
reading the
retweet it,
chats?
Yep,
and then
I'm reading it with a screen reader.
Wait, what do I say in the tweet?
put, like we resolved it. Establish
Me and hold on, let me try it. Hold on. Let me do it right now, and then I'll tweet at you, and then you can. Okay, what's my Twitter?
And just for everybody's clarity, after you put that on Twitter and then tweet it, would you mind, like, after you put this out, telling everybody how you feel now that all your questions have been answered, and
On stream here?
yeah,
Or on Twitter?
just so everybody knows that you're not BSing.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Question for Blind,
So it's
question for
like,
Blind Gamer. What is your stance on polygamy? If
Wait, hold on one
I
second.
don't know what that is, it's marrying multiple husbands and wives.
I do know what that is. Who asked that?
yeah,
It
we
was
don't-
Brian who asked your opinion on polygamy.
Good question.
He's asking Blind Gamer, but
Good question. So, in Islam, we are allowed to marry multiple wives. Now, before you be like, you have to take care of all of your responsibilities and obligations with all of your wives, and you can have up to 4. Personally, I won't do that because I think one, inshallah, one will be enough. Inshallah, that will happen today. But that is a very good question.
How do I
My
find you
stance
on the screen?
you put
is that as long as the Muslim man is taking care of all the obligations and responsibilities that he has with his wife, including providing for her and the kids that he has, and not just leaving her, it is a sin in Islam to leave your wife. It is a sin. It is one of the most major sins to marry a woman in Islam just for sex because you're just a horny dog, lucky dog. It is a sin to do that. It is a sin. It is a sin. You cannot do that in Islam because that is a disgusting thing for you to do. So when you marry a woman, you need to take care of all of your obligations and responsibilities with that woman. That's why when Islam teaches how to have a society, because
We
Islam,
have
we are a
resolved our
patriarchal
problems and my
society.
questions.
We believe
been
that the
answered.
man needs to provide for the family. The man is the protector and provider of the family. He can work and make 10
Is that it? Or do you want me to put
to
more on the screen?
provide more for the family. Now,
Huh?
the main role of the woman, we believe that the main
Wait,
role of the woman.
Wait, more? Or is that it?
That's all you have to do.
T claims don't post this video. Someone bombed your stream. I'm not sure what that's supposed
I
to
don't
mean.
think anybody bombed it.
I doubt
maybe
anyone.
they bombed the crap out of the public or private chat, but I'm not looking.
Maybe they bombed like public chat, but either it's hidden or like because I don't think anyone's gonna care.
I'm not gonna look at it.
That's your question. I believe that as long as you are taking care of your duties and obligations, it's okay. But if you want to marry a woman just for your horniness to be quenched, that is a sin, and you have to take care of your responsibilities. In a country where Islamic Sharia would be enforced, you have to pay and do your obligations.
Okay, so real quick before that, okay, so what did you want me to do on stream now?
So can you just tell everybody how you feel after these questions were answered and stuff? Like, we want to hear what you think about these things now, so that everybody so that people don't think that you're BSing or doing this so that you get back into my favor or whatever else people think.
Yeah. So I'm not doing this to get back in his favor or whatever people are gonna say. I'm doing this because it actually did help me, and it actually did help me to understand, my actual beliefs. Because me and Fernando do have actually very similar beliefs, even though again it may not seem that way based on my past, things of what I've said and did. But this did help me to again get a better understanding of everything, and it did actually help me a lot because I did get my questions answered, and I'm not doing this again to get back into his good graces or whatever people are gonna say. I'm not doing this to.
We didn't
Oh,
even
you're
talk
doing
for
this.
2 months, by the way. Just letting you guys all know that.
Yeah,
So-
we did not talk, and I actually
Three
can
almost.
I actually could verify that because I could actually pull up my Skype and actually show that. Because first conversation we had was actually
Today.
Because yesterday he messaged me, but I didn't see it until today because I muted him for the time being, not blocked him, but muted him. Because I didn't want none of my family getting confused of why we weren't talking. Because some of them have contacts to Fernando's family, and we don't want
mess.
any of our problems that can be resolved to go further than they need to, because then that will just stir up a whole shitstorm that will be on both of us, not just one of us, on both of us at the end of the day. And it will just unnecessary stuff will happen, and yeah, we don't need that.
So yeah, people are gonna see this.
That's not the only thing I did, actually. If you guys don't believe me, I actually did also. I was actually considering muting him on Twitter, but I didn't, because I thought the tweets were gonna go for a lot longer. I didn't understand why he was doing. I know why he did that, but to probably get my attention or something. I don't know. But
it's because I think I made it very clear in the tweets. It's because
you said it to me on Skype, so I do understand.
Yeah,
you said you did that because that's how I used to.
That's how you approached.
That's how I approached
I
it.
knew.
Yeah.
Those topics, and so I'm like, you know what? Let's see if he has any actual backing for anything that he's talking about, or if he doesn't know. That's basically what I put.
Right, which I do know, but the thing is, I wasn't sure of how to exactly explain everything. Huh?
You basically had questions.
Yeah, and not only that, but I wasn't exactly sure how to. Because at the time, after what I did and everything, I wasn't exactly sure how to approach that and whatnot. And after our conflict, actually, he removed me from the group after we had our beef, and we talked in the group, and I didn't say much because I didn't say much, not only because at the time things were very heated, but I didn't want to say anything.
Doing stuff like this exactly at that time. Like, we were kind of answering questions, but we weren't like super knowledgeable either. We just knew what we believed and stuff.
Yeah, and it was
now it's 3 months later, we're here, we're answering questions, we're answering doubts.
Well, for me, it's been longer. And if you guys don't believe me, actually, I haven't even posted on my channel for like a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been away. Like I haven't been
didn't even reform this channel to like almost a month ago, because I think posting this type of stuff is way better than like latest thing the BC did today. Like, nobody cares anymore.
Honestly, enjoy
stuff like
giving
this.
dawa over these videos, lives, and refuting misconceptions.
And my channel, it might just go back to either like Smash Bros stuff or whatever, because I'm not. As I said, I left for 2 months on the channel. Mine, at least, like I've been gone. Like, I haven't been, and Fernando could actually vouch for that, because I've not been really around for anything.
He hasn't done anything at all.
I literally haven't. I've not been doing a thing. I've not been going to other people like, oh yeah, yada yada yada. I've not been doing anything. I've been literally watching YouTube day after day after doing nothing.
So can you just kind of like summarize to us what you like sort of believe now?
What I believe
After
now is
this.
that there. Okay, so what I believe now is that there is a higher power.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to what I'm going to stick to my actual, beliefs, and I'm not going to allow anything to steer me away because
There you go.
Alhamdulillah.
and the time
Alhamdulillah.
That's cool.
the time that I
This is the point.
This is the purpose of things like
This
this.
is the purpose. Allahu Akbar. And I want to say that
And
this is
like
why we allow this type of conversation. Alhamdulillah. Keep going.
and when I was younger, as I said, this started when I was like really younger. So I was but now that I'm older, there's no more. I'm going to actually say what I believe in and say, and if people have a problem with that's on you. Like, you're not going to steer me away from my beliefs, tell me that I'm wrong. And again, we could have debates even on my channel if you want to say, "Oh, you're wrong," or nope. We can have debates just like this.
You're gonna defend what you so kind of doing what we're doing here, kind of like.
I'm gonna defend what I believe in, and nothing's gonna change that. I'm sticking to it.
So what exactly do you believe in?
As I said, I believe in similar to you, basically. Very similar. I do have basically in ours is there's not just a heaven or hell, there's just other places. Yes. There's this other place in between. It's not Earth. Yes.
Oh, exactly what you're talking about. Yes. Not like and this is what these things are for. And I hope that this has reached other people as well who might have had these same questions, these same objections. Come to us with these objections, and you will see. If you think critically, if you think with reason, you will understand.
And I'm willing to, from now on, as I said, I'm going to stand my ground and defend, my beliefs, and I'm not changing that for anything.
Exactly, 100%. And because of that, I think that it's me personally have a policy that I'm not going to be like super close friends with anybody who's a non-believer. But you're not, according to you, you're not a non-believer anymore. So
actually, I never. I would say I was a non-believer. I was just so like. How do I explain this?
I think you would have more qualified as agnostic, which is like people who don't know.
Right.
Don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking to what I'm sticking to what I know, sticking to my beliefs since I was a child, and nothing's changing me from that. Nope, no more claiming I'm atheist or whatever I used to say. No more of that.
No more of that.
Get that out.
And that's
Get that out.
Good, and I think this should prove to everybody that reason does go hand in hand with religion. It absolutely does 100%. And I hope that anybody who had these objections also and all these questions all got them answered satisfactorily, got it working, and understands that not only is there a creator, but this creator actually cares about our well-being, and there's a purpose to life, and we will have something after this life. There's not only this life.
Yes. No, facts.
We believe that there is one God. That one God is absolutely worthy and deserving of worship. That one God is one. He has sent us revelations, and there will have something after this life if we follow the revelations and the prophets that have been sent down to us. So that's exactly. I hope that anyone who has these questions or objections, whatever that they have, this is the power of having an actual conversation with someone. And, we got someone to realize that, yes, there is a God. He's one God. And he's
the only God.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
And
Alhamdulillah. So I'm glad that you ever realized that. So I don't know if anyone else, someone was supposedly going to come up and supposedly debate us, but there's nowhere.
Right.
So So yeah, this is the point. Any questions or objections? We will have something after this life. We firmly believe that this life is not purposeless. We will have something after this life, and that's something you know, that will be greater than what we've ever could possibly. Alhamdulillah. So that's it. Wow. This is interesting live stream, a bit of an interesting one. Hopefully we will have more debates like this in the future. So some people they want to debate us or whatever. We're open. We're always open. Put in our comments. If you want, even we can do our Skype to come and debate us there or to do whatever, do stuff.
Yeah, in the
We're always
last like
open.
10 or so minutes, nobody has chatted. So I think whoever it was is gone now.
All right.
I think it's safe to end the.
Yeah, I think it's safe to end
Yeah, I
this.
think
we
it's
got
safe
it.
to end because no one has chatted yet.
I think
so.
with your change in attitude, I think you are you can be welcome back to where you were with talking to us, being around us, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think
it'll be good to have you again, I guess.
So
yeah.
before
back.
I end, thank you. Welcome back.
Welcome back to
man.
the faith. Welcome back to our chat.
You.
You want me to actually fix that?
Does somebody actually do have me back?
Yeah, welcome back to it. Welcome back to what sort of normal, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, normal was you saying all these things, but not anymore. There's a new normal now.
Alhamdulillah. This is the point of an actual good conversation. We're not here to disrespect anyone, unless it's like Islam.
Unless it's as real quick, I do have to say, real quick, unless it's these quote unquote PG atheists who want to disprove us.
Yeah, speaking of that, there will be a video recorded tomorrow. Hopefully it will come out. This guy, he's been blocking my publishing. I have multiple videos that I have, and I want this one to go out tomorrow because it's talked about. It's going to refute an atheist. His name is Matt Dillahunt, and it's going to talk about one of the most popular misconceptions.
I still want that article. I want to know where that article. I want to debate. I want to actually go through that on my channel with one of y'all as well. Since we all,
of course,
we all can definitely because Fernando did that article.
He refuted that.
We can
I'll share
give you that. Yeah.
We can all definitely
go
through that article and say this is false, this is wrong,
this is idiocy.
Yeah, it's
dumb.
I saw that article.
Tomorrow there'll be a video recorded. Hopefully it comes out because it's one of the most. I think it is a video that I personally would want out over the other videos because it is talking about the misconception that the Quran it allows for men to beat their wives. This is false, and I'm gonna go through and explain why this is false.
Wasn't there two? Wait, wasn't there two groups?
Yep, there's two of them.
What two groups?
Two groups?
Oh my God! Shut.
Whoa!
That almost leaked. Don't.
Almost. Whoa. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Quran 434 in the next video. You'll see it. Hopefully, this guy doesn't block my publishing. Hopefully, you'll see Quran 434 being talked about, being absolutely refuted. This is not a concept that the Quran allows men to be dope. It's false. So I want to thank everyone who is here. Fernando, you are my partner, obviously. So you're I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know why you were even here. BTP, I want to thank the chat reader.
Nah, no problem. Just hit me up and I'll show up.
Silver, Dark Shop 44. Thank you. Alhamdulillah, you have been able to realize that there is a God in fact and that He is our Rahman and He cares about you and wants you to, hopefully more dawah your shahada. So, and to everyone that showed up, to everyone that turned out, to everyone that said they wanted to debate me, we'll be back.
We'll be back. This is an early thing.
Well, this is not a thing. We're done. And so with that, I was just gonna say, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Wassalatu wassalamu ya Rasulullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone that's listening. May the peace and mercy and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon every single one of you. I hope you had a great day, and I'll see you guys later when we talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk about orangutan penis.
What?
Animal Planet tomorrow.
What? Why would we?
Okay, then. Yeah,
I want to end it before he talks more about. No, I'm just
Yeah.
I wanna.
Gotta end it before
I'll
the shit
end
gets
it.
heated.
But I do want to thank every single person here, every single person who showed up, every single person who, came and watched. I know
Yep.
some of you guys came to just watch and fail, and honestly, I do not think we're gonna have a productive conversation. And so I would admit it right now. I do not think that we were gonna have an actual productive conversation. And so I kind of,
I didn't
made
either.
some
Like I
jokes
legit.
and, did a bunch of stuff. But above all, I want to thank everything that's that happened. I'm grateful for it. And above all, absolutely above everything, I believe that, praise is due to the Almighty Creator who allowed this conversation, who allowed the truth to be revealed.
To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may He keep us all steadfast, may He guide us in more wisdom and knowledge, and may He,
exactly.
He allowed this conversation to happen, and all praise is due to Him. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So that's more important above all. It's obviously creative. So with that, I think
with that, I think that we are all good here. And
you'll see me soon. You'll see me tomorrow, where we talk about how we have particles of poop in Mercury. And we're gonna be breaking that down scientifically. We're gonna be talking about 404. Hope you guys tune in. That's gonna be a very interesting topic.
What about 404?
There's a verse, chapter 4, verse 34.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Whenever I hear like 404, I'm like, wait, what?
No, 434. 434.
I thought he said 404. I'm like, oh.
Again, I think all praise is due to God in this situation, and
yes,
I just want to
I agree.
welcome back to our, because at the end of the day, he was our friend.
Yes.
Regardless of everything that happened, he was our friend.
Yeah.
And I believe that, I always was, hoping, always was asking, was being like, maybe one day we can have this conversation. Maybe one day one of these things will happen. And, God granted that to us. And
yep.
And here we are now.
Opportunity to become.
Hopefully this is, something new. And with that being said, everybody, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the entire stream, see you guys later. Peace.
All right. Salam. Take care.
All right. So before y'all leave, you just ended.